almost was the person before I became who I am now, because it did things to you. I mean, it wasn't just the memory loss, it was the spine. Other things happened to you as a result of it, wasn't it?
Well, I could read and write at 4, you know, because my mum paid attention to me. And so I wasn't a dumb kid at all, but I was left-handed, and that's something the nuns couldn't tolerate then, because that was seen as the sign of the devil. Coming out of hospital, I didn't know any of that. And so it was really a bit naughty, I think, of the nuns in the primary school to be calling me Dummy Dum Dum, because they should have remembered I wasn't once. So it was like starting all over again, but in a really insulting, low place. Thank you, Catholic Church. They hurt your children in more ways than one.
But that also did your spine in, to some extent, didn't it?
Curved spine, yeah. Sort of a semi-hunchback. It's, you know, early reviews, start with the Pistols, was entertaining to me to be called Quasimodo, Richard III.
But you liked the idea of being, you liked the idea of Richard III.
Those are great pieces of work, and I love those characters because they
liked Olivier as Richard III.
Yeah, fantastic. And that was not an insult to me at all. No. It's a little key to the way I operate in life. I'm always looking on the bright side. A problem to me is a thing to be solved and not something to put me in a state of doom.
But one thing, you had to learn things all over again, and your mother had to teach you.
Yeah.
Enormous patience.
There's no help from the schools or anybody or anything.
And
I had incredible weak eyes. My eyesight was damaged too, so...
So flashing lights are still a problem for you?
Oh, yeah. Go into an epileptic seizure, instant.
So what was she teaching? Was she reminding you of things that you knew already that you'd forgotten?
No, she said she had to start from scratch, so reading and writing, A, B, C, D. But it's odd that, I don't tell all that, but to this day I still couldn't tell you the alphabet in any order. I still don't know it. No, it gets really confused after M, and then it's a mess.
Yeah.
Those little quirks that the brain just won't accept certain things. And mathematical principles, no hope at all. I'm not interested, and my mind goes blank and bored trying to count past 10. Phone numbers, all of that side gone, but could you call it the art side? Painting, creativity, writing. Oh, they're all up there. Yeah. You lose in one way, you gain in another.
I suppose the other different thing...
It's ultimately a reward, you know. I think it set me off better than I would have been originally. I might have grown up to be a really boring little turd. Instead of a masterpiece of annoyance.
Sounds almost Catholic, though, that, God brought on you all these benefits.
You can't get the ghetto or the Catholic out of them. It's true. You could benefit from that religion, because when you realise how absurd it is, it becomes overwhelmingly funny. And then you start going into, well, there is some point to it. And it really was about some kind of good originally. It's just too many humans got hold of it.
You didn't believe a word of it. I mean, you were Irish. I mean, although you had no one could tell you were Irish from your accent. I mean, but you were Irish, so an Irish Catholic. I mean, didn't you ever believe a word of it?
Well, to the English I was Irish, to the Irish I was English. Perfect.
Didn't you
Nobody wanted me.
Does that mean you got pushed around at school, or you learn? I mean, I'm thinking.
I was always very good at not being bullied, because I've got the gab, and I had to get out of that.
Yeah.
And if it gets too unbearable, I'm utterly then fearless. I don't run from anyone because I can't run. I physically am not prepared to. It's too much effort.
And that was a working class, wasn't it? You get all sorts of people wandering around today saying, of course I'm working class, my background's working class.
I don't know if they know what that means now.
Mockneys,
Yeah.
Yours was?
Well, in the same way that Tony Blair is a mock Labour member, right? That soup tureen did nothing but sell us all down the river and take us into a foolish war. You know, hello, left-wing socialists, you know. Can't you see that coming? I was quite prepared to say so. I'm fed up with it. How dumb people are. Falling for any politician, really, and you go, well, that's the only one that was presented to us. You've got to get in at the grassroots of every political group. Be a member of all of them, and somehow or the other there might be a bit of common sense in there. But to trust willy-nilly the left wing or the right wing is a really foolish thing.
You said about the working class, you said that they were... use the phrase lazy.
What everybody's got to understand is nobody likes to live in a hovel. Once you're old enough to realise this ain't really good enough, you want to get out of that and get something better for yourself. And then in punk, there's an example, right? Here I am, and I'm moaning and talking about my background and what I know. And then along would hop a band like The Clash, and some of them are quite privileged kids. And I would be expecting them to talk about their background, their experiences, so that we can have a common ground of knowing that nothing is perfect. No class structure is perfect in itself. No. What do? They want to move into a council flat and pretend to be working class. That condescension really, really, really annoyed me. And as if you can just, like, so easily be this or be that. It takes a lifetime of experiences to be a proper human being, and you can't just imitate it and think that's good enough.
Let me give you your quote about a working class, because I want to. Because you said they're not.
No, I'd rather you gave me a fiver.
No, I was going to say lazy, good for nothing. You said never accept responsibility, so they're always downtrodden, and if you get successful, it demotes you. They don't like you being successful.
Yeah, that's there too. Yeah. That's there too. It's a very complicated world. It really is. So, there's no easy way to describe it, other than you better be on guard 24 hours a day, all the time.
Because they're out to demote
somebody somewhere is out to find a flaw in you. And if you make any bit of money at all, then everyone expects you to pass it around. Oh, that's like unacceptable. I don't believe in parasites. I don't believe in charity. I believe in helping people in this way. Get them something to work towards. Help them out that way. Stick a guitar in their hand. But I ain't going to just hand out money to lazy good-for-nothings. And that's why I don't support the royal family. Some of them.
What about the other thing that you got taught and you talk about being your own man? Because that was something that your dad particularly, your father particularly talked about and impressed upon you. I mean, just tell me something about your dad and about...
He